All right, guys, here we are again. It's Cliffside Outfitters. I'm Brian. This is Garvis, and this is my lovely wife, Michelle. We're getting ready to head up on the mountain. We're going to do a little foraging and see if we can't find some stuff to eat. We want y'all to go with us. Come on. What'd you find there? Some trillium? Folks, that right there is trillium. Beautiful plant up here in the Appalachian Mountains. I see it. Alright guys, check this out. This is there we go. This plant right here is stinging nettle or wood nettle. If you're in the woods and you run up across this plant, it's going to feel like something's biting you because it's got little old stinging hairs on it. But if you're real careful and you harvest it, it is an excellent pot herb. And it's delicious. But we're going to leave this one alone. They're just starting to come out. We're up here in the early spring and they're just starting to come out. But they'll be up in these hollers, up in the woods, there'll be whole patches of wood nettle that you can harvest and use as a pot herb. Just watch those little stingers on there. You guys see right here, see that little wood nettle? It's starting to pop up everywhere. A little bit of it over beside that trillium. But it's, like I said, it's gonna come up everywhere. And this whole little valley right here will be full of wood nettle. But that's not what we're after right now. And what we're after is a plant. If you'll look right here, this plant right here is called branch lettuce. And that's what we come after today. There's the flower head on it. We could have been up here a little bit earlier in the year, but this is going to make for some good groceries. That's right there is branch lettuce, and I think it's pronounced saxifrage, but I'm not gonna. Well, I shouldn't have tried to pronounce that, but I did, right? So there you go, branch lettuce. This little plant right here, I know that's hard to see back in there, but that we won't be able to get to the back side of it. That's an interesting little plant. It's called Jack in the Pulpit. It's a common name. I'm not really familiar with the Latin name, but it's a pretty cool little plant. Will be real tender, and you can see that right in there is Jack, and he's in the pulpit. So Jack in the Pulpit. Pretty neat plant up here in the mountains. That is a beautiful trillium over there growing in that rock, ain't it? Look at that. I can get it focused in. Man, that's pretty. Y'all see these plants right here? This is the May pops or May apple. You don't want to mess around with this plant. It is the entire plant is poisonous. However, it does have a globular fruit that it'll produce later on in the year. It's also poisonous until it ripens, when it turns a bright yellow. And I've heard that it's entirely edible at that time, but what we got up there? Oh, garbus. Man, that is nice right there, ain't it?
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Good boy. Let's get it. You see it all up through there.
Right there where you're stepping.
That is a nice specimen. Branch lettuce. That's gonna be good, folks. Bit of a drainage right here. Be nice to see a mushroom, but yeah, I ain't seen one yet. The thing about it is I haven't seen any kind. Have you?
No, there's still turkey feathers.
Oh, you seen turkey feathers?
Yeah, down the yard.
Come on, Ruck. You gotta get on up. Get up there, big guy. There you go.
Yeah, not going up there. I don't see any branch lettuce anyway. That's slick right there, Ruck.
Okay, we stopped for a little drink of water, and you gonna give the dogs a snack. This is Sadie, and this is Ruckus. And they're out here on the trail. They work pretty hard. So they've got to have a little snack to carry them through. They don't like branch lettuce. All right. Okay. We good? We good.
A little slick.
Okay. Man, you guys check this out. I want you to look how beautiful it is up here in these mountains. Now, it's some rough terrain, but it is absolutely gorgeous up here. All right, guys, check that out right there. Now that's a lot of branch lettuce all down through there. You can see what kind of area it likes. It likes a drainage area like this, where you've got water seeping out of the mountains, but there's some sunlight. It's not totally under canopy. But that's a fine specimen right there. Those leaves on that, probably some of them probably a foot long or longer. Okay guys, here we got something, a little wood violet. That's an edible pot herb as well.
No, this is an orchid. This is a wild orchid. Come here and look at it. Come here.
I see it.
That is a wild onion. You see them growing out in your yard? It is exactly what it sounds like it is. Let me set this camera down and see if I can pull it up. There we go. There it is, wild onion. It's pretty strong flavor, but use that just like you would onions you grow in the grocery store. We'll be putting that in our supper tonight.
What goes up must come down.
Well, alright guys, what you see right there in front of you, I'm going to get you a closer view of this plant right here. If you'll look at the stems on it, look up through there. That right there is what they call Japanese knotweed. And it's, you can see it's taken over this area right in here. But now when it's real young, it's too late now. It's done got tough. But when it first comes up out of the ground, it's sort of like asparagus spears. And you can treat it like asparagus. You can cut the spears off when they're about 6 or 8 inches tall. And fry those up, saute them a little garlic butter. And they favor asparagus. They don't taste exactly like asparagus, but they're pretty good. So that's another wild edible out here that you can take advantage of. All right, let's take a look at this plant. If y'all look at that right there, I know that's a little hard to see, but that is the growing end, the tender growing end of greenbrier. And I'm going to try to show you the stem here. I know it's hard to see considering the background, but that right there is greenbrier. Around here we call it the sawbrier, but those little tender growing shoots that's on there can be picked off and cooked and eaten. And so that's something else that you can eat out here in the wild. Hey guys, check that out right there. There's some wild ginger. You can use that for seasoning. Use it just like you would ginger out of the grocery store. But there's the alternative out in the wild. Right there, folks, is wild iris. That's food for your eyes. It's not something to eat, but it is beautiful. See right here, but that plant right there is bloodroot. Y'all can research that and go on the internet and check it out. It's a good plant to be able to identify in a crisis situation. I'm gonna leave it at that.
thing won't even flip.
Huh? Red-faced. All right, guys, we're getting ready to head back down the mountain. Go with us down to the cabin. I'm gonna show you how to cook this stuff up. We're gonna have some venison steak and some branch lettuce. It's gonna be awesome. So y'all come with us. All right, guys, let's take a look at this plant. That is plantain, and it has several uses, but it's also good as a pot herb. You can collect it and mix it with all these other plants that I've referred to as pot herbs, or you could collect enough of this to utilize it by itself, but it makes a good pot herb. The Indians called this the Englishman's foot. I think it's not native to the United States and was brought over here, but it grows everywhere. It grows in your yard, and there's two versions of this up here. This is in the yard of the cabin. I've never seen the long leafed type up here, but there's two different types of it, but it's easily recognizable, and when it goes to seed, it'll have a little stem that comes up, and it's got a little old look like a woolly worm on the top of it. It's a real recognizable plant. So there's some plantain, one more herb for the pot. All right, guys, look what we've stumbled on here. This right here is bitter dock. This is also another edible green, and the whole plant's edible, but the leaves are what's most widely utilized. But the seed heads, it's a relative of the buckwheat family, and the seed heads, the seeds can actually be ground and used just like you would use buckwheat. And right beside of it is another beautiful specimen. That right there is wood violet. All right, guys, we made it back down to the cabin. I've got these wild onions. I'm gonna cut the roots off of them, and we're gonna sort of slice them things up just like we was using green onions out of the grocery store. We're gonna cut up these onions. All right. Reed took these down the creek and he washed them off real good, and we're gonna cut that root off of them. So we'll get our onions cut up. I'm not going to bore y'all with me chopping all these, but we're going to get these cut up and get them ready to go. All right. We got our onions cut up. Garvin's going to cut us up some bacon. Now, you don't have to have bacon. If you don't want bacon in your branch lettuce, it don't require it. But we like it for flavor. All right, guys, we got the big skillet out here. Got it on the campfire. Garver's getting ready to put some bacon on that thing. Man, don't that look good? There's the spice. We're gonna cook that bacon up. And the object is we're gonna get the flavor and we're gonna get the fat out of this bacon. We're gonna render it out. And when you cook this lettuce, we're gonna put some bacon. We're gonna put some apple cider vinegar, salt and pepper. We're gonna put these onions that we've foraged. And you talk about awesome. It's gonna be great. All right, guys, we got our bacon cooked up. We're gonna put our onions in there. Get a little flavor. Garver's gonna stir that around. Man. And I wish y'all could smell that. Oh my goodness. Man, don't that smell good?
I'm telling you.
And we're gonna come right in behind that. We're gonna spread that out. And we're gonna dump our branch lettuce right on top of it. And we're gonna start stirring that around. Man. Now it looks like a whole lot, but that branch lettuce is gonna cook down. You're gonna sort of wilt that branch lettuce down. And that's all you need right there. But we're gonna step it up just a touch. We're gonna put a little apple cider vinegar on ours. That's how we like it. Pour a little light on there. Man. Little ground black pepper. Oh yeah. A little kosher salt. All right, guys, there it is. We got our branch lettuce cooked up. We're gonna set that aside. We're gonna cook up some venison steaks, and we're gonna chow down. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us today. If you like our videos, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. This is Cliffside Outfitters. Until next time, y'all have a good day.